Greetings, fellow expeditioners. Aku220 here, back at it with the grand finale of Transformers Devastation. In the last part, I chased down Sentry Bot and took down Soundwave and his cassettes. So here we are at the final stretch of it all, finally ready to take on Megatron. Ish. And by we, I mean myself and yet another guest. The creator of Transformers G1 Redone, Frederick.
I'm a famous Megatron, he's come to kill me.
More or less. So yeah, definitely glad to have you on here for this finale, and for some reason was this on my paper. Star told me to tell you to direct any and all jokes to the coordinator. Right, rule 5.
The what?
Any and
all
all
jokes. Controller.
So before we go, just like with every other part, I've shown off one or two small aspects of the game here and there, and this last one is actually something that, despite owning this game for years, it was only until about almost a year ago that I found out that this game actually had a store. Not only for like buying weapons, and not only for buying and selling weapons, but mainly buying moves. Burnout.
What?
Yeah,
I played through this entire game, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize this too. Like, I was just like browsing around this whole thing. It's just like, okay, buy and sell weapons. Wait, there's a moves tab? You mean there are all these moves that I can get? What is this? Burnout, when you're stationed in vehicle mode, oh, so it's building up momentum and then charging. Rush combo, still safe, which is, I guess, a secondary way of initiating focus if you are hit. Reversal, doing more moves when you're in focus mode. Parry, it's parry. You play Metal Gear Rising, you know what parry is. The spin attack, you know, speed and all that jazz. And shove. And finally shove. Quickly tilt the back move with 50G. So yeah, for this finale, I'm definitely going to try some of these moves.
Where's kick him in the grill?
I'm sure there'll be plenty of below-the-belt kicking, since I am going to be playing this finale as Bumblebee. I already did Goldfire in a previous part with Marquez, so we're just going with classic, being able to talk, Bumblebee.
You're nothing but a bumbler! What skill level are you playing on?
I'm doing this in normal mode. Like, the hardest difficulty, well, second hardest, is just a damage sponge.
Wow. Artificial difficulty, my favorite.
Keep them busy. We've almost won.
We are almost what's Megatron?
The party.
Sphere? What's it called? The Pharaoh Taxi? What kind of name is that?
Hey, so I believe this is the only level, aside from the very first one, where all hands are on deck. Normally it's just, oh, you just take care of everything, aside from maybe like a protect mission for Wheeljack, or Bumblebee if you're playing as Wheeljack. But for here, it's just
okay.
like...
Your computer allies are basically useless.
This, more or less. But it has had me wondering in regards to what this probably could have been if they did go with the War for Cybertron path, where you could play as, where you could have like multiple friends playing as some of the other characters.
Which begs the question, why doesn't this have multiplayer co-op?
I know, right?
Oh, well, that's okay, though. I'm hoping to put that in the sequel.
Yeah, sure, when my kids have kids at that point? I don't know.
S for sucks.
So you can see from the layout, there are multiple parts to this, bridge gauntlet. Ow.
I told you I have to set the Bumblebee to maximum.
I near maximized his weapons.
Do your job.
Yeah, right. Jobs. You guys get paid? Oh, look,
this is a sniper rifle. There we go. So yeah, I know Bumblebee has his own purple blasters, but I felt like using the Goldfire ones. Why? I mean, I like gold. Don't judge me.
Purple's a fruit. Hey, those are bulkheads things.
Yay.
Dear Bumblebee, how do you fight with wrecking balls on your hands?
May not be as much of a colossal encyclopedia of Homestar Runner as Star, but I know some things. Look, I mean, where he grew up with Homestar Runner, Oh, hi, Motormaster. Where he grew up with Homestar Runner, I grew up with Happy Tree Friends.
I think he might have you beat there. Happy Tree Friends only kinda holds up. Homestar Runner's a timeless classic.
I know. Although nowadays, for me, it's just been... I don't know why, but I've been checking out a lot more French animations like Le Cassus and Roger et ses humains, which translates to Roger and his humans.
Have you heard of, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but I know the bad guy's name is Nox.
Nox?
Yeah, it's some French anime to do with time travel or something, and it's extremely well animated. Jiggle physics, but everything's fantastic. Because it's French.
Of course, not constrained by cleanliness, the cleanliness of the USA. Unless it's involving violence.
The children, they like the breast, yeah?
Okay. Let's try a different weapon. Cryo swords!
The crossroads! They're French.
Motormaster, where the hell are... Oh, there. Oh, wait, no, that's just another minion. Stop it!
What the hell? What kind of move was that?
Bumblebee's special ability, bombs.
Well, it wasn't the bombs I was worried about. It was the turning around and hoping he wouldn't get blown up by.
Oh. I guess that's just one of the
moves.
You
call yourself a demolitions expert? No?
Like I said in a previous part, still kind of sucks that only Motormaster here got his robot form. Same cannot be said for Dead End, Breakdown, Drag Strip, and Off-Road.
Well, they could have at least done Breakdown. I mean, Sideswipe was right there.
Yeah, they only have their car modes for the other four. All
and
6 Constructicons got their robot forms, but just Motormaster here. Still can't believe that apparently there was some people, when this game came out, that were just not happy, not privy, that Motormaster had his Combiner Wars design as opposed to his pure G1 design. Never have I seen a...
supposed to have? That was the only toy going.
Apparently Menasor with straight horns instead of curved? I don't know. I'm not too bothered by it, and hell, like I said before, I actually looked into the model itself to see if I could straighten out the horns, just to see what could happen. Honestly...
You'd have to remodel a new head at that point.
I mean, it kind of sort of worked, but I would have to redo all the face flexes, which, no. Face flexes is already a repetitive thing to do, so it's like the least amount of time that I have to spend on it, the better. Still necessary, though. Not lazy.
I'm not so sure. I mean, Menasor in the cartoon, his lip sync was always off. Or sometimes non-existent.
Then I leave it to the fans to fill that gap. What? Oh, right, this is an extra section that you could do.
Why would you do extra stuff in this game? You want to be out of here as quickly as possible.
Right, but I mean...
more collectibles for a game that's almost over. With no extra content.
Yeah, I did actually see what would happen if you got all the letters for... the letters that spelled out Transformers in this game. It's just more or less just a basic nod to, Convoy No Nods, or Mystery at Convoy, that NES game that, a lot of people really don't like. I never actually played it myself, even to a ROM capacity. I don't know. I do have a modded NES Classic, though, so maybe I'll look into it.
I played it once. It was awful.
I can only imagine.
Well, one-shot kills, constantly. For you.
I've seen both Game Grumps and Angry Video Game Nerds videos on that game. So, I ain't down with you there. Alright, we got Bumblebee Special all lined up, so at the very least, like you said, we can try and get through at least the next part as quick as possible.
Bobs. Roll boil.
Just try to snipe these guys from... You know, gotta keep things slick when you're trying to make a strong knot for God knows what. Or for whatever you're gonna secure back in the Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail?
Oh, yeah,
I know, that's right, you're an American of some kind.
Yes, traversing the land from the east to the west to get all that new, well, unfettered land. And to just get away from the crowd.
Is that why they did it? Can't stand these city
I mean, Yeah, I mean, at the very least, do you at least know where the U.S. started? At least with the 13 states and then some, it was all in the East. So, with all those people...
I remember Christopher Columbus came up and dropped the flag, and it's just like, I claim this country for Britain. You can't claim us, we live here. 500 million of us. Do you have a flag? No? No flag, no country, can't have one. Those are the rules that I just made up.
Well, I mean, he technically didn't land on the mainland. He made it out like Cuba. He thought he was going to India because I mean, this was back when everyone thought that North and South America didn't even exist. They thought, oh, it's just massive ocean. If we can't go around Africa, then let's just go the other way. It should be a straightforward shot. Oh, hey, I made it to Japan. No, you made it to, I think it was Cuba or something. And it's just like, dude, it's occupied.
That island's got freedom written all over it.
Alright, well, you don't mind if I kill some of you guys and take your tobacco and hammock and gold. Wait, what?
That's okay, I understand. Australia was thought to be just also ocean until someone ran into it.
I mean, you guys also... I mean, you guys also had your own sets of issues here. Didn't you not go to war with your national bird?
It was not a national bird, it was the emu. And the reason being is because the population was so out of control that it kept eating our craps.
But I mean, you guys had like modern tech like machine guns and still...
Well,
job.
we lost because we sort of lost interest. It's a common misconception that we, got in fistfights with them. Of course, you wouldn't want to fight one of those.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or a kangaroo, even. They've got these talons on the end of their feet that'll disembowel you.
Hey, see, Expeditioners? You're learning something in regards to world history. Ish. In a video about robots.
Can grow the size of a small child.
Oh, hi, Skywarp. Nice for you to finally show up in the entire... Nice for you to finally show up in this game.
Second a minute. Skywarp doesn't get his own boss fight, but Thundercracker and Starscream do.
Starscream did have his own boss fight. Thundercracker, it was less like a boss fight and more like searching around for him, tailing him, and taking him down. He was mostly running away. And then literally the next scene is just like, okay, fine. I don't agree with Megatron using plasma energy, so I'll tell you where they're taking the core.
Oh, that's why they call you Thundercracker. That's racist! He said in his normal voice.
But yeah, so the uninitiated, as shown in one of the episodes of the G1 cartoons, Skywarp does have the ability to teleport. You will not see that in this. You will not see
every other episode.
Just like every other episode, and just like in this game. Alright, I forgot that this game also had a ability to like heal your allies or revive your allies, though you're not really gonna get to a point like that.
It seems unlikely that the computer players are gonna die because I played this game and
yeah, even taking it on the hardest difficulty, it wasn't. Oh wait, there was a. What's this now? Whatever.
Bonus content.
Play side missions. Okay, what does this entail? Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah,
let's at least try it once.
You've tried and you failed. The lesson here is never try. Right in the butt.
Okay, so they pick up closely. Right. So I remember they...
time.
You were saying?
There's always time for a song.
New weapons! Whatever they may entail.
Why aren't you using the Menace sword? It's the best one.
What, the Ionizer sword?
Whatever it's called. I call it the Menace sword because it's the one he uses. And it does lightning damage.
Fair, but I don't know if Bumblebee can actually... Oh, wait, hang on. I don't know if Bumblebee can equip it. There's some, like, large weapons that you can't really use this little guy here. And there are some small weapons that the big guy... And there are some big weapons that the... Damn it.
Not fast enough.
And there's just some big weapons that the small guys can't use, and there are some small weapons that the big guys can't use.
What the hell is this, some kind of pea shooter?
Took down Decepticon flag. Unlock new content. Unlock new art. Anything
See,
else?
I mean, one of the things I wouldn't mind about this game if it had like a secret boss fight with that Nova Prime model that's totally in this game.
Yeah, but they were too busy sequel baiting. Unfortunately.
What kept you?
Oh wait, hang on.
Well, I mean, what's it?
Took down Decepticon spy ops, which looked oddly like Laserbeak. Unlock new scene art from the gallery.
It used to be with it, then they changed what it was. Then what I was with wasn't it, and what was it was weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you, Prime.
Alright, nothing else. No Kremzig to locate. Let's finish this thing.
Welcome, Autobots! I am so glad you came to witness my ultimate victory.
Give us the Ferrotaxis, Megatron.
I'll give it to
No.
you. Once I'm done remaking Earth, it's gonna be beautiful, Prime. I'd love to stay and watch, but Cybertron's rebirth beckons me. And I want a front row seat for it. Constructicons! Annihilate them!
Was my imagination or is Frank Welker phoning it in?
You are welcome to try.
Hard to say. Like, trying to compare his performance from a few years ago compared to how he was in, like, in the early 80s.
Well, the modulation's not right.
So it might be just a matter of a voice effect issue.
I don't know, it just doesn't seem very enthusiastic.
Right, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a voice...
Laughter?
Oh, that was, like, way earlier on. Like, when you could actually fight him twice. Especially as, like, sideswipe just to break his... or Bumblebee to break his shield and stuff.
Who fights? There's two of them.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a matter of the voice effect. I mean, similar with Soundwave, like I said in the last part, where I was talking about how 666 SFM and I didn't like his voice effect. Like we barely could understand him if it wasn't for the subtitles. He could more so understand him than I could, but for me it's just like, nah, I think it's like too deep and low to like really make sense. This is just going by someone whose voices Soundwave in like a bunch of fan things where I've had people critique me both like in the comments and from like the actual director to make sure that my Soundwave effect was put in a way that could still be understood by everybody. Which, I mean, I get.
Never bothered with that, coherent mumbo-jumbo. My version of Soundwave is supposed to be hard to understand. That's the joke.
I mean, all you did is just freaking a Nathan Explosion from Metalocalypse, so you don't have much to do. You don't really have too much to do in that regards.
I don't do auto-tune and, what's it called?
Vocoding. It's just vocoding.
Vocoding, yeah. I don't bother with that because that's the thing that everybody does. I thought I'd make up my own proprietary technique, but I can't reveal.
It works for your own regards. That's all that matters. So honestly, when it came to the Constructicons, that really put things into perspective when I was porting these models, because you don't have to worry about size for SFM, but Gary's mod, you have to take size into consideration, because not everyone's gonna have the Ragdoll Resizer tool installed. They can, but you can't go into that assumption. You always gotta think like, okay, just assume that everybody who uses these from the start has vanilla Gary's mod, and your mod is the only one. So, you can't make these guys too small, but you can't make them too big either. Make them too big, and stuff like, and stuff like face posting is not gonna work out well. Alright, one moment.
Do the Constructicons have mouths and faces? With, poses?
Okay, so let's see. Scrapper.
Two of them have mouths.
The ones who have mouth guards, there's just Bob, but they do flex. So, just like Optimus, I gave them face flexes for their faceplate. In regards to like an actual mouth, Hook it just opens and closes. It's not as detailed as like Megatron or Starscream. But Bone Crusher, he doesn't. His mouth doesn't move at all. And I had to like double and triple check because every model has like two faces. One where it's just static, and the other one where it does move, so thankfully they're like different meshes that I could just easily delete.
Well, the reason I was going to ask is because I was deliberating over making a, I want to make a, you ever heard of the Big Les Show?
The Big what show?
The Big Les Show. It's made by an Australian animator. It's about some guy, his name's Les.
I think I've heard of it once, but I haven't watched it, so...
Oh. Well, in G1 we've done all the Constructicons are based on characters from that. And I was going to do like an MS Paint-esque thing, but for a base I was deliberating over whether or not to use your SFMs or the toys themselves.
Well, I mean, at the very least with my models, they have like valve bones, so using like the auto rigger on them is very easy.
I'll say this for your model porting. It's worked wonders for Megatron and Rumble.
Which I'm glad to hear, especially considering with Megatron he was like the very first. Because I knew everyone else I would just have to scale down compared to him, except for the Constructicons.
I'm the first, the tallest, and I weigh the most.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, they're all down for the cap. Oh, right.
Come on, man, did you have to do that? Oh no, Grimlock's gonna eat his ass!
Alright, come on, let's get through this a little quickly. A little quickly.
Devastator doesn't get used enough in Transformers fiction, I think.
Unless it was like certain comics here and there. I've seen him in some cover arts. Fair. Oh, hi, Menasor!
Where'd you come from?
That is a good question. This is a bottomless pit. Sort of bottomless, or you'll see.
Well, that's where they fall down when they die. Can't be a nice place to live. I was waiting the whole time.
What's your cue?
I was hanging on to the edge until you let your guard down for that split second, and I do it again.
Alright, for the sake of ease, let's just focus on Devastator. Sorry, the man who chased two rabbits ended up losing both. Not gonna get anywhere if we just keep alternating.
Now rip your fucking ankles up! I'm gonna bite his torso and give him a disease.
Come on.
Now, in a combiner situation, you're really only attacking Scrapper and Mixmaster.
Yeah, pretty much. And since we're not on Earth, he's not gonna be causing any pillars to rise up. So it's not like we'll be able to deal any damage from up top. Not that matters, but yeah, pretty much.
Shins!
It works well for me. I mean, at least in Star Fox 64, when you're going against the easy boss in Corneria, just take out the legs first and everything else is a cakewalk. Though it's been a while since I've done the easy path.
Corneria's a joke. Ah, so this is Star Fox. Ah, no!
My Emperor! I failed you!
Christ, that was quick.
Yeah, you see what I mean by the other members only being there for that kind of attack in their car form and nothing else?
That Motormaster by himself was his biggest benefit. What's the point of the rest of us?
That's our question when it comes to anything involving size with these guys. I mean, they were like the Constructicons were only double our size in robot form. Then they combine, it's now quintuple.
There's a discussion about this on crazy-ass moments in TF History's Twitter thing about size-changing characters. And I suggested, you seen the old X-Men cartoon? Apocalypse used to, like, one of his powers was changing size. Just make all the combiners do that. And it can only be powered when they're all together.
Well, I mean, this would go with almost anybody. This would go with like almost anybody, whether it be like Soundwave turning into a cassette, Megatron turning into a gun.
Megatron headed for the surface, and he took the Ferrotaxes with him.
Then that is where we go. Autobots, roll out.
Do we have to, Prime? Yeah. And yeah, the lamest fucking logo turnaround in history.
Or rather, it's like a rule of thumb for me when it comes to like art design. It's like if I could tell what Photoshop effects you use or Photoshop effect you used for a picture, you didn't spend too much time on it. It's like, oh,
You could have
it's
at
just
least
the,
added some specular light or something. Jeez.
it's like, oh, it's just the logos, but using an outline and bevel and emboss. I could do that in like a minute and a half.
I could do what is it?
We will use it to
Called
bring our
Adobe
culture and our
After
history
Effects.
back to
You
Cybertron,
can like
where
take an image
belongs.
and thicken it so it's like a 3D model.
Let us use it.
Ah, right.
Takes about 5 seconds.
I remember that back in when I was in college for like post-productions and stuff.
I remember learning that in school.
If you want it, you'll have to take me down to get it.
Right, phase 1 of Megatron. Can't really get the Ferrotaxis now, even though it's right there.
Where's all this fire coming from?
Apparently from Megatron? I guess he took cues from Senator Armstrong?
Fuck with this, Senator.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, you got imploded.
Worst case scenario, I do have some auto repair kits.
Quantum singularity attack. You can do that? I can do many things. For instance, I bet you didn't know that I was going to be a really good artist until they kicked me out of art school. That's why I turned evil.
Oh, jeez.
Reminds me of this guy on Earth. He had a really cool mustache. He's a compelling fella, and yeah, he's quite charismatic. And wait, hold the phone. He hated Jews. This guy's a real jerk.
Thankfully, unlike Bayonetta and Wonderful 101, you do not get penalized for using items. Plus, I rarely remember that I actually have these, so whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember these right at the end of the game. That's right, I got a bunch of power-ups.
Pretty much.
Make my life easier.
And a bunch of capsules that apparently raise your stats, whatever little they did, and whatever little raising your stats did.
You're not overly familiar with Norm Macdonald's comedy, are you?
With who?
Norm Macdonald is a famous comedian. He passed away recently.
I've heard of him, but
He famously made fun of 9/11 in the form of just saying it and laughing.
Alright, he's
big
low.
because that Hitler thing I just did was one of his.
Alright, he's low on health, so I'm trying to see if I can instigate something here. I've done it with when I was fighting him as Optimus. But let's see if it actually works with Bumblebee. Worst case scenario, edit.
Don't worry, we'll fix it in editing. Come on, everybody, start laughing. We won't laugh at that, producer. Well, just do several laughs and my editors will put them together. But I thought this was going out unedited. Ah, bollocks, who cares? No one's watching.
I know that he also does like a wrecking. He uses his energy on wrecking ball. But oh, here we
Look what I
go.
found in storage.
This might be it. Yes.
It's surreal to see Bumblebee going toe-to-toe with Megatron like
It's
that.
over, Megatron.
Yeah, we definitely know what would be the actual outcome of that.
No one can. No.
So yeah, not a lot of people usually show that aspect, or at least very rare have been on YouTube anyway. But I can kind of see why it does take luck to actually instigate that moment. Because it doesn't happen, it only happens at that moment.
That's what it took me by surprise. It's just you defeat Megatron with a quick time event.
At least in that phase 1, it's optional.
Well, you can just, you keep hacking away at him.
Exactly.
End of the game, you have to, which is
Either way,
right.
it's just the same result.
This music sounds very
I
Star
will
Fox.
not let you take victory away from me!
Yeah!
Why must you always interfere? You
That's
would
my
place
job.
Cybertron at the center of the universe.
Wait, hold on. Do I just get Bumblebee's what? Oh.
Oh yeah, you can't not do that.
Yeah, I just get Bumblebee's weapons. I thought it would just give me Prime's loadout.
Can't you change it?
Not in the middle of a fight.
This game just keeps finding new ways to disappoint me.
Cybertron is about all life destruction.
No, it isn't.
Cybertron on life support. There must be another way. Flesh isn't life. Servos, gyros, and fuel. This is where life comes from.
Well, actually, life is technically defined by consciousness, so
I will restore
lots of things happen.
and retake
Even trees.
that ambition will be your end.
Oh, jeez.
How come you can teleport?
Optimus, a new Cybertron.
I don't know. How come Prime can now fly?
Well, technically he's not flying, he's, a wizard did it.
It is the only thing I'm sure I believe. You
I certainly hope someone got fired for that blunder.
welcome to try. It will be my pleasure. I am not done yet.
Seriously, where the hell is Megatron getting all these extra powers?
No idea.
And Megatron cheated! You're right, Ironhide. I was trying to tell Ironhide this the whole time!
And that is the end.
He said it! He said the thing from the movie! Clap!
Well, I mean, technically,
I clapped when I saw it!
technically, it was Megatron who said that line, so it's like kind of, sort of poetic justice. I'm not saying it's good poetic justice. It's just like, oh, now Prime is saying it. How does that feel, Megs?
Have you done?
Oh yeah, how would you like it if I said one shall
In order
stand,
to
one
shut
shall
down
fall?
the
Oh wait, I did
Paradoxes.
that a bunch of times.
You must
Or at least halfway through in, like, promotional material for the likes of either War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron, either one of those.
You are correct, Megatron. I have the courage to make the right
Man,
decision.
I only did those recently. I can't remember anything that happened.
I mean, not with you specific, not with you. I mean, with like the official
No, but I may
trailers.
remember what it was. I was there.
And so another MacGuffin falls to keep the status quo in line. And speaking of things falling,
I said this in my playthrough. Shouldn't all these Insecticons falling down be like crushing everybody?
oh, an incredible velocity, absolutely. But apparently even if the city was evacuated, at the very least it should be, you know,
Okay,
Mad Max
Megatron,
up in here.
fly. I'm gonna burn up on re-entry now.
Autobot,
Ah, my
I
ass!
lived on Earth for decades, but I see now that we have not truly accepted Earth as our home. Holding out some distant hope
Because it isn't.
we would return to a newly reforged Cybertron. And maybe one day that will happen. But we cannot
Dull
continue to
surprise.
live in
Dull
between
surprise.
worlds. From this day forward,
Maybe one of you should
we are no longer
speed dial
Cybertronians
Ratchet
or
online.
stranded on another world.
I don't think
You
he's
gonna be okay?
We are.
Oh yeah, don't try to help me or anything, guys. Oh
We
gosh.
must treat Earth as though we were forged here. And we must protect our home, no matter the cost.
I said it. The dialogue in this game broke new ground.
How are you recovering, Optimus?
Hey, see, some buffer, some spit shine, I don't know, maybe a little bit of mustard to make him look better, and he's good as new.
Have you found a way to strengthen our
Good
forces?
thing I'm
As
indestructible.
I said, it's not without risks.
I was thinking about what I was told. The prophecy on the Proud Star. That there is a way to end the war.
Incoming transmissions. Defensor and Superior.
Where the hell were you guys earlier?
The whole world's in danger, and neither of you two came to help? One of yours literally called the Protectobots!
Finally rid Earth of the Decepticons.
The fight Venusaur Devastator
This might
by
just be the
myself.
price we
What good are you?
have to pay.
So apparently that's supposed to be Optimus Maximus?
Yeah, even though none of those characters and the components were in the game.
Yeah, sequel baiting. Or prosperous ones, just sequel
Well,
baiting.
I look forward to seeing what they produce.
Maybe in another universe.
That guy's last name was Conky.
Eh.
And then there's Conky. He's dead.
And hey, now we get to see a bunch of scenarios that could have been. I mean, in reality, it was just 1v1 with Devastator on both occasions, not counting the last level. But it's
These
like,
are clearly
where are all these
pre-rendered.
other guys? It's like, this is what I kind of would have hoped for, like all hands on deck dealing with the combiners.
Well, you think you'd have to team up to defeat the team, the combiner team.
No, that makes too much sense.
Team.
And there's all
You
the
might think
cassettes,
this photo
well,
on my desk is a picture of my family. Wrong. It's the A-team.
and there are all the cassettes, well, almost all of them. Ratbat, despite having a full model, full functionality, and full everything, he didn't make an appearance anywhere in this game. I was surprised to find this model. It's like, wait, Ratbat's in here? Where the hell were you?
I was made specifically for the credit sequence. Also, I can talk in full sentences, unlike all the other cassettes. What about Rumble and Frenzy? You can call those full sentences, I guess.
Yeah, so where the hell was all this? And that's and as you can see there, that's the only reason why I haven't ported the Wrecking Ball model for Megatron. Way far too many bones to try and figure things out with.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not even supposed to be that long.
you can achieve
Goddamn.
the same result in SFM just by cobbling together models. Sure,
Probably.
there's a chain in there somewhere.
Yeah, special
Is it
thanks to Activision. Thanks for forgetting to renew your license and making this game and other Transformers games taken off the market, unless you get them physically.
Franchise destruction, now in Activision. Just like in the Spider-Man games.
At least there's been a fairly decent fan attempt with reviving the servers for Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron. Which, I mean, I can always dig, being a fan of, like, these fan revivals, like the likes of Toontown Rewritten and stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, how many people are really gonna play it?
I mean, you can't expect millions. You never really go into there expecting to get the same numbers as, like, the official servers did with the original games, whether it be for Toontown, or the Transformers games, or more famously, or slightly more famously, the World of Warcraft servers. Like, I think that's the only one that I've seen whose fan revivals have garnered hundreds of thousands of people to come back to them, as it was something
Blizzard hated every second of it.
Yeah, pretty much. But it still went to show that people still cared about these older versions of the games, that there was a genuine market for it. It wasn't just like 10 or 100 or 1,000 people. Again, literally hundreds of thousands. There was someone who did like a spreadsheet in regards to it that I did on my modding panel at some conventions. If I still have it somewhere, I'll post it up on the screen in post-production. But for now, I mean, the point is, there are people who gave a damn. A lot of people who gave a damn. A lot of people
Lots
who
of
would
people
have been...
gave a damn making this, I presume. And some of the accuracy and nods to the original series and shit. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know, all this creativity, all this, what do you call it? Homaging and love and attention and fine detail. All of it wasted. On a game where you,
You can have as many...
you press the same button over and over again to win.
You just look at the list of, like, same people who voice, like, more than one person. But then again, it was kind of oh, yeah, they are. Oh, okay. I was wondering why Optimus was there. It's like, oh, just give him his own screen. But then again, I guess it was kind of the same thing in regards to, like, the 80s cartoon. Like, how many people...
didn't get his own screen. They did more than Optimus did.
The I mean, it's just all full circle, I suppose.
Is there any wonder why I'm so resentful? Everybody loves Optimus. He's so wise and he's the strongest.
Hey, but you're right in regards to, like, aspects of Devastation here. Just like with any other game, it's like, you can put in as much love and attention to detail and references as you want, but in the end of the game, you're still making a video game, and if it's not 100% entertaining and, you know, not repetitive, then it's more or less all for naught. Speaking of more or less all for naught, post-credits scene. Because, you know, the MCU was still a hot thing back then. Before Phase 4.
The toilet, isn't it?
Oh, jeez. Just got done watching She-Hulk.
Sorry, if you don't like Marvel things now, you're an incel.
Ah, so much of a last minute thing they can literally see, like, the jittering artifacts on this pre-rendered cutscene. There's one thing that I generally really can't stand when it comes to Platinum games. It's like the pre-rendered cutscenes, whether it be this or especially so.
What word did you spell? You spelled
spzabza. And there we have it. What did I do not know. I think it's probably because I didn't play that with just like one character. I always played it with like as it originally was, where you could swap between all the Autobots. Not just like the Arcnos, but it literally swaps you out by force. So what did we get from all that there?
Prime's X.
A bunch of rank C's, so I guess not too bad. Thermal.
B for crap.
Final chapter gives you the Megatron's fusion cannon, which has a trigger on there. I guess it's gotta work somehow. Hyperthermal sword. Prime's axe. Wimbolt. Thermal gloves. Grappling hook.
Is I sure hope these come in handy for the secret last level of what you get 100%.
Yeah, not that much time was put into this Platinum game. But like I was saying before,
Platinum my ass!
Just like, really can't stand the pre-rendered cutscenes. It's like, oh, these are some really good models. Oh, you can't get them, they're pre-rendered. What do you mean they're pre-rendered? Yeah, the credit scene for Star Fox Zero is pre-rendered. You wanted these high-quality Fox McCloud models and the rest of the Star Fox team? Too bad!
I'm sure there's a way to get them out of there.
There's like a trophy mode in Star Fox Zero that have like the character models, but they're pre-posed and they don't have any skeletons. So unless some wizard out there wants to take a custom skeleton and add them to these Star Fox models that are already pre-posed and whatnot, it ain't happening. Believe me, I looked.
You already used Blender, right?
I used 3ds Max.
Oh man, if only you got an A on that last Chapter 5 there, you could have had cab ass.
Well, that is the end of it. It's taken longer than expected, but the Transformers Devastation playthrough has been completed. There isn't really anything else, unfortunately. There aren't any secret levels to this. Like I said, this Platinum game didn't have that much time put into it. So that is the end of it.
Maybe not even a bronze, more like a tungsten or something.
So I mean, for me, this game is more like a bronze-ish, and for you, no doubt, is more like a consolation prize.
Trophy.
It's a consolation prize, yeah. So, thanks for stopping on by. Thanks for at least bearing with me in regards to this finale. Glad everything was actually done in one take.
Yeah, thanks for waking me up at 2 a.m. Lousy time zones.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a pain when it comes to others and their time zones, but made it work. Thanks to all those who've been watching. See you all again in another time, in another video. And yes, do check out Frederick's work when you have the chance.
And good luck. You'll need it.